Hey there, fellas. Happy Thursday morning to you. Hopefully you're doing good. What are you up to? Already at work? Stuck in traffic? Trying to get your ass to work? Let me know in the comment section what you're up to. We're getting ready to settle into some sports and some sports betting talk. Before we get into today's action, we, of course, got to make sure we recap yesterday. And then we will get into today's action. We got Brighton taking on Manchester United. You also got Napoli looking to secure their first Serie A title in 33 years. Is it going to happen today? Lazio made them wait another 24 hours. I can't imagine it not happening today. Well, we'll see. All right, let's go ahead and jump on to that recap where we finally get to go ahead and ring that cash register for plus 1.87 units. Love to see that right there. Clawing our way back, obviously, on the week, but damn, feels good to put some money in your pocket and ring that cash register. Soccer did not go our way yesterday, where we were off to a good start Monday, Tuesday, but then got tripped up yesterday in City versus Liverpool. Liverpool couldn't get 2 goals. There couldn't be a first goal in Manchester City versus West Ham. So a bet that you certainly make again, right? I mean, you saw City, all the chances they created, eventually getting 3 goals. And Liverpool, I mean, they were there. They had their chances. They just couldn't quite get a second one. So unfortunately, it didn't quite go our way. But baseball certainly did treat us good. A lot of wins and only 1 loss. So it started off with Zach Greinke under 1.5 walks. The cash cow. Was anybody doubting the cash cow? A nice bounce back effort? No, I didn't. There's no worries in my mind whatsoever. No worries in my mind whatsoever. And we always try and learn from our bets, good and bad. Well, what do we talk about with Zach Greinke on Payoff Pitch? He's only going to go about 70 to 80 pitches, and that's it. That's their comfort level. That's how many pitches they want him to throw. Well, we got a little bit of more inside information last night. 44 pitches, no runs, 5 innings, and he gets the hook. That was it. So now you've seen that the manager doesn't even want to trust him to go through a lineup 3 times. I've listened to his post-match press conference because I was curious. I said, what the hell? Did he have an injury? Like, what are we doing? No runs, 44 pitches through 5 innings. Like, hell, this guy may go complete game shutout. What are we taking him out for? The manager said he was fine. Manager said it was his decision. That manager doesn't want Zach Greinke seeing a lineup 3 times. So keep that in your little feather cap right there. It just gives you even more encouragement to go ahead and pull the trigger on Zach Greinke. The manager is going to have a quick hook on him. We know he doesn't pitch deep into games from a pitch count standpoint. Ooh, love that cash cow right there, Zach Greinke. We also hit Heaney under 5.5 Ks, and that one get a little bit nervous because you won that one on the hook. But thankfully, the Diamondbacks really started getting to him in that 4th and 5th inning, started hitting some home runs, and the manager was tired of seeing the ball leave the ballpark. So we went out there and got him on the hook and gave us a good plus money cash. We did get tripped up by McClanahan trying to take his under on his strikeout props. He ended the game with 9, so we were nowhere close. Just a good old sports betting loss. The numbers didn't quite work out on that one. We did, though, get our other cash cow, the Tigers, on the F5 team total. What is greater in sports betting than the fucking Tigers F5 team total against the left-hander? Is there? What is better? You drop in a comment in that comment section. Let me know. What is better? I can't find one. This is 2 straight seasons now where you just take them up against left-handers and you win. And what else do we always get? We always get it at 1.5 with juice. Fine. Why is this not 2 point? Why do the sportsbooks continue to disrespect the Tigers up against a left-hander? They give you the same number as if they're facing a right-hander. It's laughable what these sportsbooks do, but hey, we don't complain over here. Good 2-unit play as the Tigers get, 3 in the first inning. I think they got like 5 or 6 overall. Hell, they ended up winning the game. Hell, they ended up winning the whole damn doubleheader. They rocked Max Scherzer in his return from his 10-game suspension. So Tigers putting in a good day. Love to see that right there. Then we hit a couple overs. Pirates, Rays over 7. Game ended with 9, but the Rays hit that one all on their own. What I generally thought was going to happen. I thought the Pirates would actually contribute a little bit more, to be fair. Thought they'd be good for about 2 or 3 runs because they were seeing a left-hander where they hit left-handers pretty stinking good. But McClanahan's also really stinking good in his own right. So thankfully the Rays come through with that. We've kind of talked about that, though, on Payoff Pitch when Squirrels kind of flirted with some unders in Rays game. It's like, I don't know, man. That team can hit an overall on their own. Well, thankfully they did hit that over yesterday on their own and give us a good cash. And then Twins, White Sox. Yeah, that was a little bit of revenge. I was betting that game yesterday. I was leaning Twins F5 team total. Came off of that, obviously, and was like, you know what? The White Sox are, showing some fight, and their numbers are getting better versus right-handers. So I just went for the full game over because obviously then you get the terrible, White Sox bullpen to come along with it. That one cashed. I think it was 4-4 after 5. So that one cashed nice and early. So that one, Obviously, it doesn't take away all the damage from Tuesday, but it felt good hitting that one. Felt like I got a little bit of my coin back. So all in all, a good day at plus 1.87 units. As you can see there in the bottom of the tweet, we continue to make some arbitrage money. We spent some arbitrage money in an opportunity in which we could earn a free bet. So that's why we do have another free bet. So got some arbitrage money, got some free bet. I am using some arbitrage money today. I'll already go ahead and tell you that I put together a same game parlay over at DraftKings and put about $5 or $6 on it, our arbitrage. It says $3 here, but we actually already made another $2 and change this morning. So it's about a $6 same game parlay that I'm going to go ahead and roll with. And of course, I'll give you guys that on the payoff pitch. Let's hop into that comment section. Hopefully you guys are doing well and fired up on this great Thursday where the baseball games start early. There's actually no night games today. The latest game starts at 5 o'clock. I can't remember the last time we didn't get a night game in the MLB. So should have a nice, fun afternoon sitting back, watching some sports, and hopefully making some money along the way. What's up, Brian? It's going to be another glorious day. Going to be another glorious day. Good morning, Corey. 2-unit cash. You'd hate that. That's one of those plays where you hate to jinx it, right? You toyed around with that, Zach Greinke, and I didn't make it a 2-unit play the one time Zach Greinke lost. But, of course, it was in my mind. I mean, the guy is a machine in terms of just throwing strikes. Tigers have 15 total. I'll gladly take it up to 2 units, but I don't want to jinx that one. I don't want to go to 3, 4. But damn it, how they hit left-handers. If you follow me on 2 units, but then throw on a couple more units, I can't be mad at you. Just an amazing cash cow that has been. The only thing that would be better than the Tigers versus left-handers is winning the Powerball. Yeah, I've been trying to win that for a long time. Nothing better than the first inning cash. I love it. Let's keep streaking. Yeah, and we're doing good over on TikTok. Do you like anything about the Man United game? Let's talk about that. Maybe a first half over or a shot on goal parlay or something. Let's talk about that Man United game. And while I'll talk about that, let's go ahead and throw up some soccer bets. I talked about all these yesterday on Between the Posts with Matt, so not a whole lot of explanation will be talked about here. But to Brian's point, let's talk about Brighton versus Man United. Brian, I'm trying like hell to fade Man United and back Brighton. Watched the FA Cup semifinal 2 or 3 weeks ago, whatever it was. United won in advance to the final, but Brighton was the better team. Brighton had the better chances. Game finished 0-0. I want to back Brighton, but they're asking you to pay minus 155 for their team total, over 1.5. That being said, United is awfully stingy, obviously, with De Gea. They've got a great defense. I think Brighton can get 2 goals. I think Brighton's going to win. I like Brighton on the money line, but I'm not a big money line kind of guy in soccer in general, but just look at it with the odds. I mean, Brighton's plus 105 and Man United is plus 220. Put some goddamn respect on this Brighton team. They're an absolutely incredible team. I'm not hoping they make European football. The way they've played this year, they deserve to be, in the top 6 and be playing in Europe next year. So I can't find a way based on the odds to back the stats that say Brighton's better, to back what I just saw 2 weeks ago in the FA Cup semifinal that Brighton's better. Everything's just too juicy, and I'm not going to, put out a minus 150 play in that, knowing that, United and De Gea are awfully damn good on that defensive end, and, they can keep this a 0-0 game for a while. So maybe a first half over is not a terrible look if you can get an over 1. Actually, let's kind of look. What is a first half over 1? Let's see what we got. I'm curious now. This is not going to be like the FA Cup semifinal where it's 0-0. That was a typical cup game. Everything gets held close to the vest. You don't want to lose it. You want a chance to lift the trophy. This one's not going to be goalless. Over 1 is minus 205. Yeah, everybody. I mean, if you look at the odds, everybody is saying Brighton's going to be the team that scores, and I agree. But I'm not paying minus 155 to see if they can put 2 goals past De Gea. I'm not going there. So if you can find a bet in that game, good luck. I can't find one in that one myself. Got a high school baseball game tonight. Taking the over on the runs. All right, there's a degenerate bet right there. I love it, Corey. Have yourself a good time tonight. Taking the over. Are you gonna be the bookie out there? You gonna be taking bets from anybody? Are you the bookie tonight? Just make sure you apply some juice onto that so you can make some money. I can't find it. Let me know. Hit me up if you found a way to fade Man United. If you agree, I mean, maybe some people like Man United and you're not interested in fading them. That's perfectly fine. But I like everything. I like everything about Brighton today. But yeah, the odds just don't work out. What's up, Tim? Morning, my man. Hope Hope you're doing well. So that's all I've got today. I've got a couple baseball bets. Let me just throw up that same game parlay. What the hell? It's a free roll. Let's toss it up here. This is the same game parlay I'm rolling with. It's the Corbin fade to a T. But I'll expand on this on the payoff pitch of why I like these four batters, and Ian Happ and Cody Bellinger and Nico, I don't know who the hell that guy's name is, and also Trey Mancini. They've got fantastic numbers off of Patrick Corbin. They're smoking left-handed pitching right now. There's a whole lot to love at these four guys. So just took a total bases on all of them. The Nico and Happ guy are 2 or more, and Bellinger and Mancini are just 1+. Obviously, what is that? $5.94. That's how much current arbitrage money I've got. So how much I put on it. All right, that's how I'm rolling there. That same game parlay. All right, fellas, let's go find ourselves a Hockey Squirrel, see what he's cooking up on today's MLB slate. Again, the games come early and often. You know my NRFI of the day is at plus 140? My NRFI of the day is at plus 140. Hang around, find out what it is. All right, see you guys in about 8 minutes or so. It's early Thursday baseball. We appreciate you guys jumping in here with us live every single day at 11 a.m. Eastern Time to break down today's MLB slate. He's, of course, the Hockey Squirrel. I'm, of course, Jason, to break down today's MLB slate. What's going on there, Squirrel?
Hey, not a lot going on today. I don't think in terms of a lot of bets. I've really actually made two. You'll find out which two those are in the closer, which is our last inning here. But other than that, it's just you don't have to have a ton of bets every day. There's a difference between fall and like over the winter when there's a lot of stuff going on. You have college football and you have the NFL and you have the NBA and the NHL, and we're all in mid-season for a lot of different sports, and there's just a ton to bet on. It just kind of inherently leads to larger volume because there's a lot more edges. Now you get to summer or spring rather, where you just pretty much have MLB. We're in the playoffs for a few things, but it's pretty tight there. I'm waiting for WNBA to start, so it'll give me another thing to bet on. But days like today, I'm not finding a lot. I found a few things, but not a hell of a lot for today. Not so far, anyway. Yesterday, I had some fun, man. I dove into game props, like those weird things you have to dig through the books for, and they're not just like your average money line or total. I ended up taking in that Reds and Padres game quite a few different things. I took the total amount of hits to go over 16.5, and that got there no problem. So that was fun.
Nice.
That one cashed. I took the Padres on the run line. That one was really no sweat. I think it was 7-1. I took the Padres to have more hits than the Reds, and that one was a winner at 10-8.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean, I just kind of stacked all up on that game and cashed on those. I never made it to betting Oakland A's, and I'm glad I didn't. There for a minute, I was kind of like, maybe I should have done it. Final score was not really, indicative, I think, of like the full game there. I mean, 5 runs came in the top of the 10th inning, so really it was 2-2. It was close. It was very close. I watched some hockey last night. Oilers game was wild. Draisaitl got 4 goals, and I think that was the only 4 goals that they got.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, but here we are again. So I don't have a lot, in terms of actual things. I'll kind of try to tell you, what the model says and all that kind of stuff. But my normal contributions, other than that.
Nice. I'm glad you were able to find a game yesterday and attack it with multiple plays within that. Obviously, that didn't work out with me the other night in Twins White Sox, but it just shows, not that it works. Everybody knows it can work, but if you find some advantages, load up. And, more times than not, I think the numbers will win and it'll treat you right, just like it did the Squirrel. So love to see that. All right, let's jump on in today's action. It's a day in which it's basically day games. There's one game, depending on, I guess, what time zone you live in. Maybe it's a night game, but heavy day game and getaway day game. So with that said, let's just jump on into it around the bases. We'll take a couple games, break them down, provide some bets along the way. I want to start off one here with the Pirates taking on the Rays here. And I just want to take this F5 over 4.5 at -104. Two good offenses versus right-handers. I think I'll save you from giving you the numbers of the Tampa Bay Rays. I mean, it's just a damn good offense. Everybody kind of knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
But the Pirates are actually hitting the right-handers better than they are the left-handers. Are hitting .288. Their K percentage is good, just like it is versus left-handers at 19.4%. Both of these teams sit in the top 10 of OPS, so they're bringing a lot of power to the plate. And then you look at the starters here in Velasquez and Eflin. They've got the back of their baseball card says they've had some good outings. They've also had some bad outings so far this season. But while they've had probably more good outings than bad outings so far this season, I'm encouraged by the fact that they're pitching significantly better than what their career numbers are. If you look at ERA, if you look at the WHIP, their K per 9, even opponents' batting average, they're all having better numbers right now than what their career numbers should say. So did they improve over the offseason? Probably not, given how long these guys have been in the MLB. We're probably looking at negative regression coming, and this is a great spot to try and predict it against two offenses that are in the top 10 in the MLB versus right-handers. So give me some negative regression. I think it's coming for both of these guys, and I think this is a great spot up against these offenses. So, again, it's the F5 over 4.5 runs at -104 for me to kick off the show. What do you want to kick off around the bases with?
Let's see, what did I have? I think probably my best projected over is what I wanted to start with because I wanted to get it out there sooner than later. This is one that I did get down on actually, so I'll just disclose that this is going to be an official one. Baltimore Orioles and the Kansas City Royals, I was able to pick up over 9. I just missed minus 115, but I still took minus 120 as I saw the market was pushing up to 9.5. So over 9 is what I'm on. Currently, I have it projected quite high at 11.5. So that's the highest projected total I have for the day there. I know yesterday it was Greinke, and I never ended up getting down on the money line there. I think I had mentioned it on the show. Possibly the Royals and the Athletics is what I was looking at for a couple of underdogs, and Royals got you there quite easily. I think it was maybe 7-0. I think they shut it out.
Easy.
But would they win again today? Well, it's certainly possible. I don't have them nearly as high as the sportsbook does in terms of juice. So you can actually pick up a plus 167 out there if you were using offshore at Bet Online. I don't know what the regulated books are at, but that's way, way too high. In my opinion, at least, and in the model's opinion, to pay minus 180 for the Baltimore Orioles, I think. Do I have them as a favorite? Yes. And this is not what I'm ever saying. Is like, do I expect the Orioles to win? Yes. Do I expect them to win by that much? No. So that's really, to me, all sports betting is what's the true value of the team, and am I getting more value than what I believe it should be? And in this case, yes, for the Royals. But you could take a stab at the money line, even if it wasn't a full unit. But the real play there that I made is over 9 in that game at minus 120.
Oh, man, Jordan Lyles, his back of his baseball card just screams it over. So I like that play. Orioles didn't hit Greinke. He was on it. You got to tip your cap to him. Sometimes that's going to happen. But that's the offensive numbers. Even though they struggled to hit Greinke, their offense numbers are still top 5 versus right-handers. And now they're getting a worse one in Jordan Lyles. So love that pick right there. Absolutely love it. So, hey, for my second game here and around the bases, I want to go over to this Angels versus Cardinals matchup and look at the F5 over in this one. And I want to take the over F5 at 4.5 runs at minus 120. I've been dialed into this series. I've picked the Angels in both days, and I took them once as an underdog, and I took them once as a favorite, and they've been treating me good. So I feel like I know what's going on here, and it's because of this Angels offense is top 10 versus right-handers. They're absolutely just smoking it. Cardinals offense, it's not still not there, folks. They're still around about 20th across the major categories in hitting versus right-handers. But you're getting Flaherty versus Canning here as a pitching matchup, and each of these guys has given up 2 runs. There's 2+ runs in each of their starts, except for Flaherty in his opener. But otherwise, 2 runs is coming along with both of these guys every single time. Some books even have the F5 over at 5 runs. So we're getting at a 4.5 here at minus 120. I feel obviously really good about that. So if each starter just gives up 2 runs, now we're on the hook. The Angels offense, I think, alone is good for it. And this Canning guy, if you try and predict when this Cardinals offense can wake up, here's a day right here against Griffin Canning for them to wake up. So, yeah, I like both of these offenses. I think the runs will come early. I think they'll come often. So, give me another F5 over 4.5 at minus 120. It's time to shut up and pitch now. Give some love to the guys on the mound. You got any pitching props today?
Not particularly. I just saw that the largest, I guess, edge in projection was Wade Miley to go over on his strikeouts. I think it was 4.5.
2.5.
Maybe over 3.5, and the projection's 4.5. That was it. I think you're getting plus money on that as well. I think the best might have been BetMGM, but I have to check into Bet Openly again because I know that they have props coming. Which is going to be really, really cool to do. Peer-to-peer props is something I've never seen before on a betting exchange. So I was sent an email with timelines roughly as to when they were bringing that. I'll check into that, and for tomorrow's episode, I'll have that information as to when we can start doing that. I know they were doing some testing and whatnot, but I don't know if I've seen it yet on there, or maybe I haven't looked. But I'll get the official word there about Bet Openly props, because that'll be very cool to not only do that at 1% juice, but then also to either parlay them or host parlays or whatever. I mean, there's a lot of cool options there coming with kind of the DFS side of things or props. So
that's got me
pretty
excited.
neat. But yeah, Wade Miley was the top guy there, I think, for props to go over 3.5 strikeouts, and that's at Coors Field today against the Rockies.
I did a quick scan because this morning that was at over 2.5 at minus 170. Now, to your point, I can't find a 2.5 out there. I'm seeing 3.5s at about plus 130, plus 120 out there. So you've got the projection of 4.5. So that should still give you good comfort to go ahead and take, an over 3.5 at plus money. So for one of my pitching props, I want to look at this Braves game, taking on the Marlins here with Luzardo on the mound there for the Marlins. The Braves are really good right now versus left-handers. I mean, they're really hot right now versus left-handers. Just look at what they did yesterday up against Braxton Garrett. They got 14 hits, 11 runs, 4 home runs. Okay, now give Luzardo credit. He's certainly better than Braxton Garrett. But I'm wondering if he can stay under 6.5 Ks, maybe over 4.5 hits allowed. Maybe he'll stay under 17.5 hits or 17.5 outs at plus 110. I was going to sit here originally and give out the Braves F5 team total at 1.5, but it changed about a half hour ago. And so obviously I can't give out a bet that nobody can get anymore. I really like the over 4.5 hits allowed. It's hit in 5 of his 6 starts this season. It's hit in his last 5 starts this season. I mentioned how hot the Braves are. They're hitting 294 versus left-handers. They're slugging 659. And you've seen with Luzardo that they'll kind of stick him out there in the 6th inning, stick him out there in the 7th inning, give this guy some lane. So there's an opportunity where if maybe the runs aren't coming, he's going to be out there long enough to where I think he will go over 4.5 hits. There's a reason why it's hit in his last 5 starts and 5 of 6 overall. He's going to pitch deep into this game. And if he doesn't and they chase him early, he's likely going to give up over 5 hits in the process if they chase him early. So I like Luzardo over 4.5 hits at minus 125. I've got a second one here. I do want to go back to this Pirates team. They just don't strike out, and they make a lot of contact, and they hit the ball really good. Missed on McClanahan yesterday. I would take another stab at Zach Eflin today, under 4.5 Ks at plus 115. They are actually better versus right-handers than they are left-handers, so got burned yesterday, but I'll put my money in another good betting spot and do Eflin under 4.5 Ks at plus 115. All right, 4th inning. We call it long shots. We like to find some dogs today that can come through for you at a good plus money price. You got any long shots long shots today?
Yeah, I do. This is undoubtedly my favorite inning of this entire show. I mean, I could probably just come on here, do long shots, and leave because that's been about where I've made probably the most units this season so far, whether it's spring training or regular. I love finding undervalued teams. I love going against the publicly heavy favored. It's rare that I will take one, and yesterday on the Padres was one of those times where even at minus 200, it just wasn't enough in terms of the numbers. So this is the ugliest one. I would not recommend it actually, but I will mention it just because you can get it at plus 160 and it's falling. So that means that there is steam coming in on this disgusting team. I've said multiple days in a row now that this particular team does not get really any respect whatsoever, and it is unfortunately the Nationals with Patrick Corbin. Yucky. Oh. I wouldn't recommend it, but again, you're getting plus 160. I have it at plus 140. So are they an underdog? Yes, but a 20-cent differential may lead you to still not wanting to do it. Anyway, we already talked about the Kansas. We already talked about the Kansas City Royals again, still an underdog, but not nearly as large of an underdog there. I do like the over already. So we talk about a lot those correlated bets. So even if it's not a full unit, if the Royals are something that you were wanting to do or looking at, I wouldn't absolutely hate that. The Colorado Rockies are kind of strange to me today. Weren't they like even money yesterday or plus 105? I'm pretty sure that they were.
Yeah, I've been doing pretty good in my own right in this category.
Right. And if I remember right, have they played the Brewers twice so far? Would this be the 3rd game in the series?
Yeah, it's getaway day. It's like an afternoon game, so it's got to be.
And haven't they won the first 2? So this would be for the sweep.
3-2.
So I'm thinking that is factoring into some of these odds, making them plus 130 or higher. But again, I have them closer to even odds, much like I did yesterday. The projection didn't really change that much when I swapped out. What was it? Eric Lauer for Wade Miley and whoever the Rockies pitcher is, say, but it's not plus 130, to me, unless you're maybe taking the angle that, like, oh, they're not going to sweep them, but they're at home. I don't see why not. And hey, when we get into next inning, if you look at Keep Swinging, the guy's name that keeps coming up is Wade Miley. The Rockies have seen him. The Rockies have hit him. It makes sense. So, while the projection for Wade Miley to get 4 strikeouts is very doable, I still think there's room for him to get hit in there as well. I just don't think that plus 130. Lastly, I'll toss out there the Oakland Athletics once again. Way too sky high. They kept it close yesterday. I think maybe you get a newer pitcher in Oakland. I don't think anybody you put in there right now can make them much worse than the ERA already is. Their pitching is, I think, really what's quite obviously contributing to their misery in Oakland. But even the worst of teams pull off games and at plus 220 or something like that. I would take a shot on it, and I probably will today at some point. I haven't yet, but those are kind of where the points I'm looking at for long shots.
Boy, when I looked at the MLB slate yesterday, starting to do the handicapping, and I saw the Athletic starter there, true gambling degenerates know this guy. If you started betting, if you remember betting during COVID when there was nothing going on here in the United States, this guy was in the KBO. This guy pitched for the NC Dinos. This guy was electric in the KBO. I'm curious what he's going to be today because he was terrible and as an MLB starter, got shipped off to the KBO. Dominant out in the KBO.
What is that, Korean baseball?
Yeah, Korean baseball organization, yeah. He was really good. He pitched for the Dinos, which was one of the best teams in there, them and the Doosan Bears. I was betting way too much on the KBO. That was not a fun time period for me. I wasn't sleeping. I was waking up every morning like 2:30, just checking my phone, following these scores. That's when people kind of got turned on me because I was crushing the KBO, but I stopped because I wasn't sleeping. It was terrible for my health. But anyway, so this guy now comes back to America, got rocked in his first start by the Cincinnati Reds. I'm curious if this guy is just not a major league quality pitcher and he's going to get hit hard again today. I'll be keeping an eye on that because the Mariners aren't really good at hitting right-handers. You saw it yesterday. It was like a 1-1 game in the extra innings or a 2-2 game. I'm curious to see how this guy does.
Well, just sit there and think about this, though. Like, are the Mariners worth minus 250 is what we're saying right now. Is that, like, there's no way in hell. No way.
No, I don't disagree whatsoever. I don't disagree. Hey, both of these, actually, the Athletics actually hit better than the Mariners. Think about that. Now you got George Kirby on the mound.
It's the bullpens. I mean, it's the bullpen or the pitching of the Athletics that's just really causing their defeats. But I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll see if we can limp through one and just get a freaking
Let's do it. All right, let's see if I can give out an underdog. I've got 2 in a row. Got the Angels the other night. Got the Rockies last night. I'm going to go back to the Angels, and I think they can pull off the sweep up against the St. Louis Cardinal teams. They've got by far the better offense. Kind of talked about them, why I like the F5 over. They've got by far the better bullpen by a million. I mean, this is a top 3 bullpen here in the Angels. They're really pushing the right buttons. Joe Madden, not a big surprise that he can run a good bullpen. That's what he always did in Tampa Bay. Love this bullpen. By far better. Now, starter, I think it's a wash. Both of these guys are giving up runs. That's why I'm on the F5 over. But I'll take over the long haul. I'll take the better offense. I'll take by far the better bullpen and see if the Angels can't pull off the sweep there in St. Louis and be another dog winner today. All right, 5th inning, keep swinging. You throw out some Rocky players. Anybody else, or do you want me to take a stab at it?
No, I'm just going to say some Rocky players because that's, really where I saw or expected the most hits because Wade Miley's name just kept popping up when I was looking through.
All right, I'm going to go to the other guy that probably was popping up in everybody's mind, which is Patrick Corbin. And then you go look at this Cubs lineup. You got Trey Mancini, hits 364. You got Cody Bellinger, hits 286. You've got Ian Happ, hits 375. You've got Nico Horner or something. He hits 1,000. He's only had 1 game. It was 4 for 4. I'm taking the Nico guy because he bats first. He's obviously going to get the most plate appearances in today's game. He's just a table setter. So I like him of those guys, but you can really just kind of go to anybody and be all right. So, all right, 6th inning, it's a steal. I give out my NRFI of the day. You give out a play that's got some good value on it. What's a value play on the board?
The best value that I have, or the best value I saw, I took it last night. It is my other official bet, and unfortunately, we're going head to head. I just got it at a decent price, I thought. I'm taking the Cardinals after they lost yesterday. I got minus 135 last night when it first opened. It's now minus 140, so it's not insanely far off from where I bought it, but it is market agreement, and anytime you get that is great. I priced the game at minus 148 for the Cardinals, so to get minus 135, I saw it as a favorite or the favorite on the board today that I could potentially close the best with. And so that is my reason that I picked it. I still think Cards obviously are a good team. They're at home, all encompassing things. But yeah, I mean, I'm closing fairly well on that by at least 5 cents now. So Cardinals will be what I call my steal, I guess. I
even see minus 145s out there, so even a little bit of a better gap than what you got. So I like it. All right, sixth inning. I'm giving out my NRFI of the day. It's plus 140. Never seen a NRFI of this price. I always do the research and then go look at the prices and see if the prices match up with the research and if I'm getting a fair price. This one at plus 140, I was like, holy hell. All right, it's Brewers and Rockies. That's your NRFI of the day. Brewers and Rockies, NRFI of the day at plus 140. Teams average 0.53 and 0.48 runs in the first inning, but some of those numbers can be inflated, right? You could have one good outing that kind of inflates those numbers. So in terms of hitting the RFI on the season, or the NRFI, one is at 71% on the season, and the other one's at 73% on the season. So we're hitting the NRFI a ton. Are these two teams. Brewers are dead last in hitting right-handers at 169. They're going to see a bullpen guy in Connor Seabold, so he's going to be in there and out of there. Hopefully he can, do some damage against these 169 bats. And then Miley. I actually like Miley. I think he kind of gets the raw end of the deal. I put a little bit of respect on this guy's name. Soft contact and a ground ball pitcher, which is perfect, obviously, for this ballpark and a NRFI. So, and the Rockies are about 20th versus left-handers across the slugging and batting average, with the batting average being at 235. So they're just not hitting left-handers like they have been in the past. I'm going to take the NRFI here at plus 140 as my NRFI of the day. And Miley, he's had 5 starts. He's only given up a run one time in those 5 starts. So I like the guy. So that'd be the NRFI of the day, plus 140. Coming to a stretch, best bet on the board. What is it?
Well, I generally would tend to look at this inning, right, as that like we've said, I mean, you don't care what you have to pay, you just need a win. So the most likely to win favorite out there, I think, is probably today the Tampa Bay Rays, if I had to say. I priced them minus 177. They came out and they opened at about that. They're now like minus 205. So too much to pay, I think. But will they sweep today? Most likely. I mean, there's always a chance they don't. But they're just so damn good, like you talked about. So probably the most likely to win favorite. Otherwise, if I go back to the very first play that I gave out, the one that I'm actually on, in terms of a most likely to hit total, I think the over in that Baltimore and Royals game is what I like at over 9. But that'll be it probably for my most likelies.
I like it. All right, my best bet is not a 2-unit bet like yesterday's. You don't get gems that often, and the Tigers aren't facing a left-hander today. I'm going to go with the Cubs, though. They're facing a left-hander and Patrick Corbin. I like the Cubs F5 team total over 2.5 runs. Excellent team versus left-handers. 6th in batting average at 299. 5th in slugging at 567. 5th in on-base percentage at 382, very good. K and walk rate at 20% on the K, and the walk rate is at 11.8%. Mentioned those bats and keep swinging that I think will do a lot of damage up against Patrick Corbin. And then you factor in Patrick Corbin and who he is. Obviously, he comes in a start in his last time against the Pirates where he didn't allow them to cash the F5 team total. But generally speaking, this guy's given up walks, this guy's given up hits, and the guy's given up runs. And they can't ignore how well the Cubs have been treating us this year and obviously how they are right now in this current setting versus left-hander. So I'll do that Cubs F5 team total over 2.5 runs is my best bet today. 8th inning, we got to give these guys a parlay. Couple favorites out there, or what do you think about parlaying together?
I'll just take my most likely of the Rays and put them with my favorited Cardinals there. These are pretty bad odds, so shop a much different book than what I did, but that's plus 152 even at bad odds. So if you could find something better where you're getting, you probably could do 5 or 10 cents better on both of those plays than the book I'm looking at. I just grabbed a quick price just because that's the easiest one I could grab, but yeah, I'll go Cardinals and Rays.
Okay.
Two-team money line favorite parlay.
Cardinals and Rays. I'm going to go for my two-team parlay today. I'm going to do the Orioles, take it on the Royals. Jordan Lyles should really struggle up against this Orioles team today, and then the Orioles bullpen is still top 5 across the major categories, so I think they'll be able to hold on to any lead that they can get off of Jordan Lyles. And then for the parlay, they'll parlay them with. I'm going to go to this Mariners team. Look, Drew Rosinski. I can't ignore that. He's been terrible in the MLB, and outside of 3 years in the KBO, he shined. He obviously struggles against major league hitters, struggled in his return up against Cincinnati Reds. Mariners aren't crushing the ball by any stretch of the imagination, but I think George Kirby can really do some damage against this Athletics team. Give me the Mariners Orioles moneyline parlay at plus 115. Let's throw up our best bets, and then let's run through rapid fire. We'll talk about every single game from run line and over under perspective.
Pretty sure my double play cast yesterday, it would have been the Padres run line and the Tampa Bay Rays money line. I think that was like plus 150 something. So that was cool.
What was mine yesterday? I don't remember what mine was yesterday.
I don't know, but it must have won because you're not wearing panties today on your face. So.
Right. All right, let's jump on in this. You're going to be on the over and Orioles over 9, and then Cardinals at minus 135. Okay, cool. Just let me pull up my phone, jump into this book. As you can see, just 4 plays for me today. Just 4 plays today. 4 good ones, though.
I mean, that's all right, though. Like I said, it's not, a very large day for volume. I just, I struggled to find a lot that had a ton of value. I know we'll get to it here. I was looking at some teams. I think I forgot to mention the Red Sox. I think they would be going for a sweep as well, but bit of value there, and man, they hit. And if you're getting it done against Manoah and the Blue Jays, that's another team at plus 150 that I think is not priced quite right there at Fenway.
Yeah, that's one I was obviously we're going to get to it here. I almost took a stab at that F5 team total, but the books got me off of it at minus 175. But that's a tough one though. Going up against Gausman, who's really sticking good, got a ton of strikeouts, got multiple games at double-digit strikeouts, but nobody's better.
I thought yesterday would have been their day to. I don't know. I kind of am scared of Alek Manoah, but I thought he would have taken him down. But
Gausman's better than Manoah for 100%. Gausman's is better, so I'm curious to see how they do today. All right, let's kick it off here. A lot of day games, as I mentioned. Cubs and Nationals kick it off with an over-under of 8.5. Cubs at minus 180. Nationals at plus 155. You, of course, think there's worth a stab at the Nationals. I think the Cubs are going to win. I think you think the Cubs are going to win as well, but you can't ignore what the Nationals are priced at plus 155. So I'm going to say the Cubs, though. As far as an over-under, I don't really want to toy with that. I just like the Cubs today and think that they're a great money line piece. So minus 180 for me, Cubs.
Yeah, I have the over-under at 8. It's at 8.5. I think maybe juice to the under. I don't know. I'll try the Nationals. I can achieve my plus 160, so I would take it at that price. Give me a 20-cent differential between my price and the book.
All right, Mets and Tigers over under of 7.5. Mets at minus 175. Tigers at plus 150. Rodriguez going up against Verlander, who's making his season debut. Boy, Tigers coming off a sweep yesterday, hitting the left-hander there in Lucchesi, hitting the right-hander there in Scherzer. What are they going to do up against Verlander, though, making his season debut? I am going to take the under. I am going to trust that the Mets struggle right now against left-handers. I'm going to trust that the Tigers generally struggle against right-handers in their own right. I'm taking the under 7.5.
I don't mind that under because I was getting those projections to go under in Comerica Park. I think I was telling you about that yesterday, but this is a game I didn't even price because I have no data on Verlander. So in a way, it's kind of, I mean, there's other season data, but not this year.
Doesn't carry over.
So.
It doesn't mean it carries. I agree. Okay, what about your Pirates and Rays with an over-under of 8? Pirates at plus 175, Rays at minus 205. Took the over yesterday. I'll go back to the over today. Obviously, I'm on the F5 over. I really like the over more today than I did yesterday. So, yeah, over 8 for me.
Yeah, I was looking at an under until you had sent me that you were on the F5 over, so I never said anything about it. Um, Yeah, so the projection's under there in that game for myself. I didn't take it or say anything about it, obviously, and Rays are now overly valued. They came out at the correct price, I think, minus 175, minus 180, but now to be over minus 200, I surely, expect them to win and sweep the Pirates, but I guess, we'll see. I just don't know if I'd want to really be paying minus 200 when I don't see that they're worth it.
Pirates bullpen versus the Tampa Bay Rays. Better opponent's batting average, better whip, better BABIP, and ERA and FIP are awfully goddamn close. In a game in which you think it's high scoring, this doesn't seem like a runaway Rays victory. I agree with you at minus 205. I think the Pirates at plus 175 are worth more than a stab. More than a stab. So, all right. Angels and Cardinals over under of 9. Angels at plus 125. Cardinals at minus 145. I like the over in this one. I like the Angels. So I'll just stick with kind of what I've talked about earlier. And you're on the Cardinals.
Yeah, I like the Cardinals because, yeah, sweet. Yeah, and I got them 10 cents before. So minus 135 was my price.
Love it. Love it. All right, Twins and White Sox. Here's a game we haven't talked about yet with an over-under of 8. Twins at minus 125. White Sox at plus 105. We got Lopez up against Giolito. I like the Twins team total in this one. No way the White Sox are going to be able to, just keep it going. 2 straight games now of just burning their good players. Middleton pitched, obviously, again in last night's game. They can't have anything up. If I go, actually, I'll wait till you talk. They're going to get there. It's an over. It's an over. And I want to back the Twins today.
I had a higher projection for the over yesterday than I did today. You remember I had 10.1 yesterday, and we took that over 7.5. I took that anyway. I think I paid minus 115 for it, if I remember right, or maybe minus 120. But I had 10.1 yesterday, and I got over 7.5. Today I'm at 9.5, and I think it was a bit higher, wasn't it? The total.
Yeah.
It is at 8. So yeah, still a run and a half differential there, but I think I was more comfortable yesterday with whoever was on the mound, not Pablo Lopez and whatever.
It was Louis Varland or something, and Dylan Cease. Got rocked. Like we always talk about. Why did people scared? I took that over yesterday in that game and got a cash at over. Why did people say Dylan Cease is like this amazing thing? He's terrible. Here's the deal. So I was right. They burned their good arms in the last 2 games and getting those wins. You will not see their closer Middleton today. He's pitched the last 2 games. They're going to be struggling to try and patch this game together late. And then you factor in how bad they are. This game's going over. And I would really just back the Twins in this one. But yeah, that one's going over. Orioles and Royals over under of 9. Orioles at minus 190. Royals at plus 160. I don't know if
this is the over. This is the over game. Yeah,
this is yours. Man, his Grayson Rodriguez looks really good. Kind of like his over on his strikeout prop. But the Royals numbers didn't quite jive with it. But Rodriguez numbers say you could take his over on his strikeout prop, like he's hitting it. But then you factor in the opponents and you compare those components to the Royals, and it just doesn't line up with taking an over there for Rodriguez. But for sure, like the Orioles win. I don't know. I don't know where to go. I was just say Orioles money line. I don't have to give out over under. Orioles money line.
Royals money line for myself because I have it way lower than whatever they're at. Plus 165. Come on, yeah, no, that's too much to me.
Yeah, if you get an Orioles lead, like I think we suspect, they've got the 3rd best opponent's batting average. They've got the 6th best whip out of the bullpen. Obviously, I'm speaking. They could really just clamp down. If Rodriguez does his job, this bullpen could keep it down. Brewers and Rockies with an over-under of 12. Brewers at minus 150. Rockies coming in at plus 130. I'm going to go under 12. I'm going under. This series has been under. I think it was a 3-2 game and a
I know.
7-1 game. I'm going under again.
Yeah, and I tried for over 12 yesterday.
These bats are struggling mightily. Well, I just said the Brewers were at 169 or 168, whatever I said. I have to pull back up my nose, but whatever it is, it's not good. I'm going under 12.
Okay, I'll try for the Rocky sweep at a plus 134.
Nice. Mariners and Athletics over under of 8.5. Mariners at minus 255. Athletics at plus 215.
It's too much for the Oakland Athletics. I don't even care if they lose. It's just too much, dude.
Yeah.
Plus 220. Yeah, I'll take it.
I'm going to take the under again. I'm going to take the under 8.5. Under 8.5. Braves and Marlins.
Yeah, I have it at 6, just so you know.
6? Oh, perfect. Yeah, nice. That's a great discrepancy right there. 2.5 runs. So love that. Braves and Marlins over under of 8.5. Minus 110 up against minus 110. Interesting right there. Dylan Dodd, he replaced. So it's supposed to be Max Fried's spot, but Dylan Dodd's going to go ahead and take his place against Luzardo, obviously. Take out the Braves. Minus 110, minus 110. Give me the better team. I'll take the Braves.
I have minus 111 against plus 111. So
yeah.
Right in there. I'm right in there with that. I have the slight favoriting towards Miami only because of the home field. So if you played this in a neutral site, Braves would be the better team, but because there's that home field advantage that's added on at Lone Depot Park, that's the only reason that they're getting the slight favoritism. But you are there, the better team in the Atlanta Braves. So either way it goes, probably don't matter too much there.
You say they call their park the Home Depot Park? That's what it's called? Cool.
Lone Depot.
Oh, Lone Depot. That's even funnier for the Marlins. Blue Jays and Red Sox over under of 8.5. Blue Jays minus 175. Red Sox plus 150. This was the game we kind of spitballing there earlier. I struggle with this one. Yeah. Struggle with, can the Red Sox hot offense stay hot up against Gausman, who's really stinking good? And then you look at this other guy, Bello. You're thinking, oh, Blue Jays will rock him. Bello's terrible. Blue Jays just aren't there for me numbers wise to put my money behind it. I'll go over.
I had it plus or minus 135. So you had the Red Sox open at plus 140, which is fairly close to where I would have expected it, and now they've climbed up to plus 150 something, 152. So I mean, to have Toronto at minus 170 is way too high. I have the game at 8 for a total. Okay. So I would go for Boston on this should be a sweep then, right? Mm-hmm. Or would be a sweep if they win.
I think they did win the first two. I think they did.
Yep. I know they won 2 days ago because I was on them, and then I know they won yesterday. So
sweep it is. People always talk about, man, I never get the lines you get. Just in the 2 minutes we've been talking, Angels are now plus 135. Cardinals are now minus 155. Stuff moves fast, people. Stuff moves really quick.
Discord helps with that.
Yeah, stuff. Okay, that's wow. All right, that's today's show. Day baseball. Go enjoy it. Baseball starts about an hour and a half, folks. We want to wish you obviously good luck on your bets. Hopefully we can all ring the cash register together at the end of the night. Come on back for tomorrow's show, live at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. We'll preview Friday's slate and get you set for the weekend. Thank you, everybody. Have a good one.
Thanks.